Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on this Tuesday night on the eve of what will be an historic vote in our nation's capital, whether to impeach President Trump for a second time. There is news coming in at this hour. There appears to be some movement among some Republicans on this. And of course, the other major headline tonight, what's now being done to protect the president-elect Joe Biden and the inauguration. As ABC News now learns of an FBI internal memo the day before those deadly riots, indicating that they had picked up threats and messages, among them some Trump supporters telling each other, "We get our president," or "Be prepared to die." President Trump speaking out for the first time since the deadly siege, expressing no regret or responsibility for the deadly attack, calling his remarks urging the marchers to be strong, to fight like hell. He called those remarks, quote, "totally appropriate." Tonight, House Democrats are moving forward a vote set for tomorrow to impeach the president for incitement of insurrection. That would make him the first president in history to be impeached twice. And that new reporting that the FBI picked up those messages from Trump supporters saying, "Go there, ready for war." And tonight, the news involving a key Republican in the House, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the daughter of the former vice president, and the number 3 Republican in the House saying, "I will vote to impeach the president." Tonight, there's also reporting on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. The House Judiciary Committee also just releasing its 76-page report on impeachment. And it concludes saying President Trump committed high crime and misdemeanors against the nation by inciting insurrection at the Capitol in an attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. So let's get right to our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, tonight. And John, a lot to unpack here just as we come on. But this statement, first of all, from Representative Liz Cheney, a key Republican in the House. She says there has never been a greater betrayal by a president of the United States of his office and his oath to the Constitution.
David, this is a big deal. Liz Cheney is a conservative Republican who commands respect, and her words about the president couldn't be more damning. She says, quote, "The president of the United States summoned this mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack. None of this," she says, "would have happened without the president." In his first public appearance since his supporters attacked the Capitol building last week, President Trump barely addressed these horrific images. The seat of democracy desecrated, officers screaming for their lives. He showed no remorse either.
So if you read my speech, and many people have done it, and I've seen it both in the papers and in the media, on television, it's been analyzed, and people thought that what I said was totally appropriate.
What Trump did today, blaming others for what he caused, is a pathological technique used by the worst of dictators.
But today, ABC News has learned Republican leader Kevin McCarthy told House Republicans that the president admitted to him that he might be, quote, "a little bit responsible," after he told his supporters to go to the Capitol.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Today, Democrats are trying to pass a resolution calling on Vice President Pence to evoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump by declaring him mentally unfit.
This is not just a crisis and an emergency. It is a continuing crisis and emergency. It is not over yet. Can we say that we feel safe being in the hands of this president, with the horror and the threats returning to the nation's capital?
House members spoke about the terror they experienced as Trump supporters marauded through the Capitol. Representative Norma Torres of California said she was trapped in the House gallery listening to gunfire. As she saw smoke from the tear gas rising, her son called her.
The call lasted 27 seconds. All I could say, "Sweetheart, I'm okay. I'm running for my life." And I hung up.
She pleaded for the vice president to help remove the president.
I urge Vice President Pence to do the right thing.
Trump and Pence met in the White House yesterday for 90 minutes, and today, Trump sounded confident.
The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me.
And tonight, the vice president informed Congress he would not invoke the 25th Amendment, writing, quote, "I do not believe that such a course of action is in the best interest of our nation or consistent with the Constitution."
Democrats now plan to move forward tomorrow to impeach Trump, making him the first president in American history to be impeached twice.
Today, the president ominously warned that would anger his supporters and would be, quote, very dangerous for the USA, especially at this very tender time. But Republican leaders in the House and Senate who have stood by Trump for 4 years are not trying to whip votes against impeachment and pressure lawmakers to support the president. House members are being told to vote their conscience. And tonight, the number 3 Republican in the House declared she is voting to impeach. Congresswoman Liz Cheney declared the President of the United States summoned this mob, assembled this mob, and lit the flame of this attack. Everything that followed was his doing. The President could have immediately and forcefully intervened to stop the violence. He did not. Cheney added, there has never been a greater betrayal by a President of the United States of his office and his oath to the Constitution. A source familiar with Kevin McCarthy's phone call with Trump Monday tells ABC News McCarthy told him it was time to call Joe Biden, adding, quote, the election is over and you lost. And in the Senate, Republican Rob Portman tonight urged the president to, quote, address the nation and explicitly urge his supporters to remain peaceful and refrain from violence.
So let's get back to Jonathan Karl with us tonight. And John, we all took note today that the president had several opportunities before the cameras today, and he did not tell supporters who might be planning violence around the inauguration, either in the Capitol or in state capitals, not to do it. He did not condemn those who are plotting after this intelligence coming in over the last several days that there are plans in the works. And back to what you were reporting, we know at some point after this vote in the House whether to impeach, of course, that this will go to the Senate for trial. And you're learning tonight that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell may actually welcome this impeachment.
David, McConnell, as far as I know, has not told anybody how he would actually vote in a Senate trial, but I am told by 2 people close to McConnell that he welcomes the House impeachment vote and that he does believe that Donald Trump committed impeachable offenses.
That is a major development. John Karl leading us off tonight. John, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.